Benjamin Franklin is famous for saying, "Never ruin an apology with an excuse." How true this is for our session today. The first thing to understand about apologizing is it needs to come with change. An apology that is not followed up with change is not an apology, it's manipulation. It's hard to admit our transgressions, to look someone in the eye and offer a sincere apology. But apologies are essential for repairing relationships. They show that you value the relationship and that the other person's point of view. But as I've learned from research, making an apology isn't easy at all. Most of us approach an apology completely wrong, and the biggest mistake of all is to have an expectation of the other person after making an apology. Many people do it only part way, insincerely, or not at all. And in doing so, they miss out an opportunity for repair in their relationships. On the other hand, you have to take into consideration how the other person feels about the issue at the moment, and will they even accept an apology? These are serious matters that I've addressed in some of my other sessions, which you can find under the playlist called Regrets. Today, we will talk about watching the words you use when you're ready to apologize. Now, if you first want to understand the steps in order to make a heartfelt apology, then you can hop over to the video on the screen where I speak about the 4 steps as researched by Howard that we should take in making an appropriate and effective apology to resolve a conflict. While realizing that you faltered and that you're required to give an apology to someone, it is also important that you truly feel that you need to make this apology because you hurt someone or violated someone's rights. Before you even begin to apologize, it will make the conversation a lot more easier if you walk into that conversation completely unarmed and ready to gracefully surrender. The purpose of an apology is for the other person to feel that they have been valued because you realize that you exerted unrequired and unfair treatment on them. This is very important that you put yourself in that person's shoes and really feel the pinch of what you did. It helps if you put yourself in that situation and try and catch the feeling you get. They're going through the same thing, only 100 times worse because it was done to them. They didn't have to imagine it. Okay? The first rule to having a good conversation during an apology is to leave all the ifs and all the buts out of the conversation. Saying something vague like, "I'm sorry you were offended by something I said last night, but you were asking me a lot of stuff and I've had a hard day," that won't do it. This is a way of saying that the other person felt offended and so that's why you are apologizing. This is demeaning and degrading. You feel this sort of apology is sufficient to make everything okay? No, it's not. In fact, you just made it worse by confirming that you have no regard for that person's feelings and they got offended because they are weak or sensitive. Silence would be preferred over comments such as, "I apologize for whatever happened." No. Or, "Mistakes were made." No. Or, "Okay, I apologize. I didn't know this was such a sensitive issue for you." No. Okay? If you replace it with, "I'm sorry, I lost my temper last night. I've been under a lot of pressure at work, but that's no excuse for my behavior. I love you and I will try harder not to take my frustrations out on you." Or, "I forgot. I apologize for this mistake. It shouldn't have happened. What can I do to avoid this problem in the future?" This is how you apologize. These words show you are taking responsibility of your actions and that you understand the level of hurt that you inflicted on the other person. This is a very sincere way of apologizing. What we should take into account is that no one really likes to receive an apology because an apology means you broke something of theirs. Their heart, their trust, their respect, their belongings. Something was damaged by you, and so an apology only reminds them of how you made them feel. People hurt more than we can comprehend. So think about this while apologizing. Apologizing is necessary. It's equally unpleasant for the person receiving it as it is for the person giving it. So the scales here are very balanced. And if you have to make yourself even further uncomfortable to resonate with the other person's hurt, then do it. Because they too are uncomfortable at this point. So you may as well be genuine and whole. When you hurt someone, the effects are deeper than what the eyes can see, or what the ears can hear, or what the mind can regret. When you hurt someone, the hardest thing for them to absorb is that they were weak enough to allow you to hurt them. And so they want to just get strong from this point on. So go rescue them with the kind words and the kind thoughts. Let them get the opportunity from you to feel that they are not weak or unvalued. Let them feel the satisfaction of an apology that may add some calm in their aching heart. If this is a person you love or cherish, if this relationship is important to you, then give it the value it deserves and make the right apology by using the right words of care, of comfort, and remorse. That's how simple it is. Let me speak to you from the heart for a moment and tell you that life is fragile. Don't let ego let you become vulnerable to the situations in the future where you sit with your head in your hands saying, I shouldn't have done this to you. I shouldn't have done this to you. The reality of earth is that you never know how long people will be around us or how long we will be around people. And so you should not give ego the chance to mess up with the experiences of love that you have been given. True forgiveness is the foundation of a deep, true, meaningful relationship. And to get that, you have to make your apology meaningful. It doesn't necessarily mean that you are wrong. What it means is you value the person and that relationship more than being right. So choose if you want to keep ego or you want love. And if love is what you choose, then you will prevail. You will take the right steps. Remember that there is no ego when it comes to doing the right thing. Keep the faith in yourself. Keep the faith in your relationship and follow the advice, and everything will be okay. Be safe, be positive, and keep moving in the right direction.